Let's find out what's happening with his competitor. We recently caught up with Mr. Dong Lee.
What I had to do is just try to do a lot more cardiovascular, a lot more explosive speed training, a little more power as far as working on the bag. I look at the whole aspect of the art as far as the mind, body, to be in an art form that is very beautiful to do, beautiful to see, and a beautiful thing to change people's lives as far as character. And I like how it has changed myself as far as the confidence and when I teach others, how it changes them to be a better person. I feel confident I will do well because I have been in competition martial arts for a very long time. And I think my experience will hold to it. I feel like my techniques and my training has gotten me pretty far in the amateur sport status, so I think it will just carry over. And I'm looking forward to competing in the Pro TKD, and I'm very excited about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next match is a 4-round bout, beginning with the fighter standing to my right in the blue corner. He's a second-degree black belt, standing 5 feet, 10 inches tall, and weighing in at 158 pounds. He comes to us from Hawaii. His name is Brian McCutchean. And the fighter standing to my left in the red corner. He's a 4th-degree black belt, standing 5 feet, 9 inches tall, and weighing in at 155 pounds. From Mesquite, Texas, please welcome Dong Lee.
So Dong Lee will put his art form to work against Brian McCutchean.
I'll tell you one thing, Brian is a little younger than Dong, but Dong's got a lot of ring experience. I remember him competing as a junior.
Very up-tempo match to start.
Fast and furious. These boys came ready. Dong. Spinning back kick by Mr. McCutchean. Double kick, Dong. Now, Dong has to be careful. Those points are going to add up for Brian. Referee Clay Barber, world silver medalist at the last World Championships in the Philippines, controlling the action in the ring. Dong Lee with an axe kick to the head. That's going to be a 5-pointer.
McCutchean runs a Taekwondo center in Hawaii.
Dong moving back to the center of the ring. Notice the difference in strategy. That's ring experience. McCutchean had him in the corner next, and then Dong carefully moved himself back to the center of the ring and put McCutchean in the corner. Now you can see he's got his back. He's standing on the outline. Careful, Dong going for trying to knock him off. Automatic 5-point deduction. You can see one of the differences I see here, Barry, is that Dong appears to have a strategy. He's looking at the distance and trying to control it. And then McCutchean appears to just be throwing techniques. We're going to have to see what the coaches tell him in between rounds.
A very effective first round, it seemed, for Dong Lee. Dong is a guy who has spent some time doing television work. Here's a look at Brian McCutchean, 1997 Pan American Cup gold medalist. 11 years in Taekwondo. Another look.
See, right here, he threw a back side kick and hit Dong solidly, so that one scored as a point. And here this is, I believe, Dong's jumping axe kick right in the head. Followed up by a roundhouse kick. Dong moving back, controlling the distance. I think that's the difference of the match right now. Looking at Coach Joe Kim talking to Dong.
Dong Lee talked about being in absolute top physical shape, and you could see after 90 frenetic seconds in the first round, hardly breathing heavy.
Once again, and we have a fairly close round. We have Brian McCutchean leading Dong Lee 8-7. Dong's got some ground to make up. Once again, no doubt those spinning kicks Brian threw earlier gave him a little tally of points. You can see him trying to control the distance. Brian, once again, just attacking. Doesn't really seem to have a plan. Dong changing feet, moving in.
So far, the plan that McCutchean doesn't have is working fairly well.
Well, sometimes that's how it goes. Dong going back to the axe kick. Notice again how Dong got back in the center of the ring. The match is close enough where that is going to come into play if he keeps control of the ring like that. Back spinning kick to the head from Dong Lee, definitely a 5-pointer. That's definitely going to tally some points in the favor of Dong Lee. What we saw there, Barry, was just a little bit different. That was a front pushing kick as opposed to a snapping kick, and we call that a cut kick or a push kick because he knew Brian is going to spin. Brian has established the fact that he likes to spin, and Dong's trying to shut that part of his game off and take it away from him.
Do competitors fall into patterns, and is it the object of the opposition to find those patterns, create those patterns, even at this level?
Absolutely. There's everybody has some basic strong points that they're going to follow. And you can pretty much pick those up in the beginning of the in the first round. You should be able to establish that. And a good competitor will have several of those and not try and let you find them. Not try and let them out there. But once again, it's the Dong's experience versus Brian's. There you have a back spinning whip kick right to Brian McCutchean's head. And although he's still able to stand, he did lose some points on that. Here he comes again. I tell you, about 6 inches higher, and that would have been a good night for Brian McCutchean.
I can feel it up here, I'll tell you that. Dong Lee now with 13-10 lead over McCutchean.